Hi, everybody. My name is Jim Wolf. I am the Director of Sales Consulting at HCSS. We are a construction management software platform for contractors and owners in the heavy civil and transportation industries. AI is a topic that I'm very excited to have a chance to moderate. It's an area where I get to work with a lot of our enterprise customers, and it's also an area where HCSS has invested. About a year ago, we released the HCSS Copilot, so our customers have access to AI within our platform. So I'll be moderating a small panel, more of a fireside chat, as I think you said. So, Kay, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and a little bit about your organization?
Sure. So my name is Kay Sklar, and I'm work for Open Contracting Partnership, which is a nonprofit that works with governments as well as civil society and the private sector around the world to leverage procurement reform for more inclusive and sustainable communities. Why I'm here today is because better data and better technology is really at the heart of our organization, and more of our partners are coming to us with questions around how do I leverage AI to improve my procurement processes, as well as how do I buy AI technology itself. So that's what brings me to the conversation, and I'm delighted to say we also do work with the city of Portland through my program. I manage a program called LIFT, which is an impact accelerator program that helps governments leverage procurement reform to achieve specific tangible outcomes. For example, around improving vendor inclusion and lowering barriers to entry. The program also does work on some infrastructure-related projects. The one that I'm most excited about is our work in Asia, actually, and looking at flood-related procurements and helping governments make sure that their spend actually meets the needs of the communities and is really responsive in era of climate change.
Great. So what are some of the trends that you're seeing as far as how AI and machine learning are being used in your work?
That is a great question. I would say for us, what we're really seeing is our partners want to do better procurement in particular, but what they're running up against is challenges around just basic understanding of data and what it is they're buying, who they're buying from, and what the results are. So, of course, if you're not able to answer those questions and use your data, in part because a lot of this data is siloed and those systems aren't interoperable, so it's hard to understand that. So they want to take advantage of these opportunities, but a lot of basic work has to happen, and that's what we do to help our partners just better use that data. So once you finish cleaning it up, I think there will be more opportunities to use AI. That said, we do hear our partners try to take advantage of it for things like pulling information out of bidding documents or identifying opportunities that would be a good fit for SMEs. On the vendor side, we certainly see vendors using AI technology to prepare bidding documents, which sometimes actually creates some challenges for folks in government. So one of our national level government partners came to us a few months ago wanting help because they saw situations where one vendor submitted 200 proposals in 1 minute using AI software. Another case where the same government wanted help because they received multiple situations where they got 20 bids, 15 of those bids would have the exact same documents with the exact same price. So how is the government supposed to, of course, they just toss them out, right? But that is something that governments are seeing as well on the AI front.
Okay. And what are some of the challenges more broadly that you're seeing with AI adoption in the organizations that you work with?
So we know that procurement has this magic superpower, right? Done well, better procurement can deliver better value for money. It can create more human-centered services and human-centered infrastructure. And it can also create opportunity for the businesses that want to work with government. And right now, that's just too often that's just not the case. So to really help governments do this better, what we see as a need is that governments must bring together these cross-governmental teams that really understand what it is they're buying and work closely together with procurement all the way from planning through implementation. We see governments do really well when they include beneficiaries in the decision-making process as much as they can, so that the infrastructure or services are really meeting their needs. And another key that we see is to actually work closely with their vendor partners and the suppliers that are delivering those services, so that way the suppliers are able to deliver for the governments exactly what they need, and get better services for the residents, which is something we all care about. And I feel like I took that in a totally different direction than what you just asked me. So feel free to poke.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So kind of on the opportunity side, like long-term thinking further ahead, like where do you see the potential for AI and specifically with the kind of work that you do with your partners, and sort of where that technology is headed, or those use cases are headed? Like, where do you see the biggest value?
Well, whether in infrastructure or beyond, we do see opportunities for enhancing decision-making, but we feel strongly that humans have to be a part of those conversations. So, if you're using AI, there has to be a person that's checking and that it should be used as a tool to accompany decision-making rather than take the place of it. So, that's the big tip that I would leave you all with it's not going to used well, it's going to require a human element. It cannot solve challenges around government capacity. We really still need people involved at every step of the way. As far as tangible examples go, coming back to the cool work we're doing in Asia around infrastructure, it's not exactly AI, but it is kind of a sophisticated data tool. They're using procurement data and overlaying it with geospatial information as well as socioeconomic data to understand if their spend is meeting the needs of the most vulnerable areas. In this particular place, which happens to be Assam in India, they have a lot of flooding, and the way that their procurement process worked is it was more demand-driven by the local regional governments. So they would say as a result, whoever was complaining the loudest got the most attention and most dollars, which doesn't necessarily fit the needs of the people that live there. So we do see more opportunities for, I would say, flooding is going to be something that we're all dealing with moving forward. So I see more opportunities like that moving forward.
Yeah, and when I think about AI, the foundation is really around data, right? And your organization, one of the key value drivers that you bring to the partners that you work with is really around helping them use their data to make better decisions and improve their processes. Could you just talk about that a little bit more broadly? Like how do you guys what do you bring to the table as far as data management and how does that drive value for your partners?
Yeah. So we are a nonprofit. All the work that we do with our partners is actually funded through philanthropy. So it's free to work with us. So if you're from local government and you want some free assistance in helping sort out your data, please find me afterwards. But governments often come to us for maybe one of two reasons. One, they want to have more transparency. So in order to be good stewards of government data, they want to be able to say to their taxpayers, here's where your money is going, here's how it's being spent. But right now it's really hard for governments themselves to understand what it is they're buying, who they're buying from, and what the results are, right? It's all that data separated. So we actually help support an open contracting data standard, which is the only open standard for procurement data that exists. Although we're happy to work with governments no matter if use that standard or not. That's one of the tools that we bring. We also care a lot about processes as well. So just digitizing a bad procurement process it's not going to get you very far, right? You're just taking a bad process and putting it online. So we also work very closely with our partners to look at their procurement process and understand how it can be more friendly to people inside the government, since it's often really hard for folks inside the government themselves to navigate procurement, as well as make it more friendly and approachable for vendors who face tremendous barriers in accessing opportunities. And I think something that we can all get behind, right? Since we all care about better value for money, and we're all here to serve the people. So I think that's it. I guess I love the work that we do. It does have that feel-goody aspect.
Nice. Well, and you are local relatively, right? You lived in Seattle. You're working in Portland now.
Indeed, yes.
So maybe tell us a little bit more just about, in the couple minutes we have left, just about the project you're working on in Portland, and just kind of get us excited about what you're doing down there.
Sure. So the city of Portland, and apologies if you're from the city of Portland, you have no idea this is going on, but we're actually working with the city of Portland through our LIFT program, and we're working with the procurement folks to really do that hard work of looking at the processes and thinking about how to make it more friendly for small vendors. I think what is especially exciting in the city of Portland right now is that they are doing that really, really hard work of looking at their different data sources and bringing them together under the open contracting data standard. I am very excited about this. The folks there are absolutely fabulous and amazing. Love everyone. But I think this will be outstanding for the people in the city, so that way they have that, they're able to make better decisions and do better outreach to vendors. And I'm also excited for the local vendor community as well, because by more openly and transparently sharing information about government spending, they'll be able to prepare stronger bids, they'll have better access to upcoming opportunities, and of course it'll just deliver better value for me as a local Portlander. So hats off to everyone from the city of Portland.
Yeah, and then maybe just briefly, if there's anybody in the audience who is working in procurement or in another process within their agency, and they're kind of wondering, how do I make things better where I am, and how I'm excited about what I'm hearing. Like, what's one piece of advice you would give them for how to think about their situation and how to look for those areas of improvement?
Oh, it's so easy. Go talk to the vendors. Ask them, or your suppliers, ask them, how can I work with you better? How can I make your life easier? And I think they will have such good tips for you. And talk around. Better to than hear from me.
Awesome. Well, great advice. Well, thank you, Kay. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.